Welcome back to another jumbo-size edition of my favorite demos from Steam Next Fest of February 2026. Sit back and enjoy another great collection of indie games you should check out. We're beginning with Gunboat God. You play kind of a human who has fallen out of the sky, and in order to take revenge on God and beings above, you and your trusty gunboat and very enthusiastic alligator friend are to explore the world and fight off lots and lots of enemies. The gameplay here is mission-based. Each stage will be given objectives to clear as well as bonus challenges. You'll be able to unlock new weapons that you can swap to, and the kind of element here is that every time you kill enemies in a kind of succession, you'll build up a meter. That was what you saw in the upper left. As the meter fills up, you'll be able to move faster, shoot faster, and it's just there to kind of reward you and help you survive the many enemies who are going to be attacking you from all sides. You have a dash, and you can also dive under the water. And this one can quickly get challenging, especially when you are swamped from all sides. We didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to see what a boss fight looks like in the game, but I love the art style. It reminds me a lot of Patapon. And I am very interested to see kind of where this one will go. So you're in the mood to do a lot of shooting on the water. I would definitely give this one a play. And now we go to GladiEATers. This is a cooking, deck building creature collector in a world where they have finally figured out how to bring food to life. People prepare recipes and dishes to do battle with one another, and you're going to have to be the best gladiator in order to take home the prize. The game is split between two different modes, at least what we saw from the demo. The first mode is kind of a story-driven one where you'll play as different characters, you'll learn various recipes, and kind of focus on whatever dishes that they are best suited for. The other mode is a kind of roguelike play, where you'll do battle in the arena and try to unlock persistent upgrades for each character. The combat here is very interesting. During the kind of food prep phase, you'll prepare different recipes, and the better you do in each phase will affect the stats of the character. The more you do to a specific ingredient, you'll be able to access kind of the more like higher version or unique versions of that ingredient. And then it's up to combat, where you'll need to take out the opponent using your variety of dishes. It's a very interesting system. It's hard to tell, at least from the demo, I guess like how far the recipe side is going to go. Like, this is not like a Pokemon creature collector where you're going out into the world to battle stuff to get ingredients, at least not from what I saw in the demo. And I'm hoping that we get to see, at least in the main game, more ways of kind of like manipulating the different ingredients and kind of like how far the variety of creatures will go. So this one is definitely an unusual mix of genres. I'm certainly interested to see where it will lead. So if you're in the mood to do some cooking and combat, I would give this one a try and see if it works for you. And now we switch over to Surfpunk. This is an up to 4-player action RPG in a post-apocalypse where surfing has become the dominant activity. You play as kind of surf pirates who must go out, salvage items, and beat back those nasty robots. In this one, you can play with different weapons, and kind of like in Monster Hunter form, each weapon is a class. I'm using the guitar, which allows you to kind of attack to the beat, and you can set up amps to do more damage. Each stage, you'll explore, I believe this is procedurally generated, various islands looking for resources and to complete the main objective. Now, you can play this solo, but there are definitely objectives that are far easier to do with at least one other person, where you'll need to like move items or goods while being attacked from all sides. It is certainly a very interesting combination. I'm not sure if there's enough here just to play this as a solo player, but if you have at least one other friend looking for some surfing action goodness, I would certainly give this one a try. And now we go to Scritchy Scratchy. We have even more high-octane action with this one, as you are trying to win the lottery. And to do so, you're going to buy a lot of scratch-off tickets to earn money, to get more scratch-off tickets to earn even more money. But first, of course, you gotta do your day job of cleaning plates. The rules here is as you earn money, you'll be able to buy lotto tickets. Each lotto ticket will have different means of earning money on it, with of course, the more expensive the ticket, the possible greater payoff. As you keep unlocking more tickets, you'll be able to get more and more money and also get upgrades. By earning jackpots on each ticket type, you'll be able to get a persistent currency that will allow you to restart and start off with either access to better tickets, easier game money, more quality of life features, and so on. Having the different tickets kind of abide by different rules is a very interesting touch. Some can penalize you if you scratch off the wrong thing. You have a little robot you can buy that can do scratch offs automatically, but you don't want to use them on the ones that you can be penalized for. And as the game goes on, you'll be able to upgrade your coin to make it easier to scritch and scratch. And it's one of those games that you'll either be really into it after like the first minute, or you're going to walk away and never touch it ever again. So if you're feeling very lucky and very scratchy, I would give this one a play. And now we go to Shutter Story. This is a kind of spot the anomaly horror game. When your best friend is convinced that their house is haunted, the only proof is looking at various photos to uncover if something strange is happening, or is your friend just making it up. So in this one, this is just essentially like a hidden object style. On each photo, you'll use your various tools to see if you can spot something off, and then you'll need to figure out what is haunting this specific photo. The main game boasts different endings based on how well you do, and it's just again like another in this kind of SCP or find the difference style of horror. So I would give this one a try if you're a bit of a shutterbug looking for a little bit of spookiness to go with it. And now we go to Starvester. This is another incremental game where you are building structures to harvest resources in a galaxy. As you play, you will unlock different planets which will have their own resources, and this is again just about pure good old-fashioned optimization. How quickly can you get your resources up to then unlock more stuff, to unlock more resources, to grow more structures, and rinse and repeat. You'll be able to persist and unlock new features, and this is one of those games that again, it's not trying to go outside the norm of an incremental, but it was still very charming to play. So if you're in the mood for a little bit on the shorter side of the incremental and enjoy some space, I would at least give this one a play. And now we go to Croak. This is a 2D platform where you play a frog prince who's trying to break a curse. And we're going to have to do a lot of tongue slinging and wall bouncing to do so. The general physics here is that you can use your tongue to slam into a wall and launch yourself forward. You can hold the button down, you'll start kind of pinballing between walls. And a lot of this is going to be about kind of reading the level in terms of where you want to hit a wall to launch yourself in order to bounce between the various sections. There'll be areas where you'll need to kind of jump, which will affect platforms. And there's of course multiple secrets, collectibles, and more to uncover, including boss fights as well. This one starts out a bit easy, but it certainly gets challenging, especially if you're going for kind of max completion on a level, which will require you to get through it deathless. I love the art style as well, going for that kind of hand animated look, and this one does look like there'll be quite a lot of variety and challenging jumps and wall sticks in the future. So for all the 2D platformer fans looking for another challenging take-two bounce and jump to, I would certainly check this one out. Now we go to Arms of God. This is a bullet heaven, where you play as a crusader trying to fight against demons from hell, with a lot of metal going on in the background. As you play, you'll choose from different weapons, and your apparently multi-armed crusader will rip and tear in a variety of stages. Weapons can be combined to unlock higher versions, as well as be attached to other guns to change kind of the properties or affect their base stats. There is an upgrade system and loads of meta progression that are attached to it. My main concern is that the first run is a bit on the slow side. A lot of it is the fact that you don't have access to the meta progression, some of the major changes, until you at least clear the first chapter. And the first chapter is quite a lot of rooms to go through. They're trying to do kind of the potato thing, where after each room you get to choose which gear you want to put on, go to the next room, fight all the enemies, rinse and repeat. And the fact that they kept raising the time, like every few stages, also led to this feeling again that it just kind of felt a bit too slow to like get off the ground. You can get past the opening, there is a lot to explore in this one, and this is going to be for the Bullet Heaven fans in the audience looking to destroy some demons with a lot of weapons. And now we go to Grime 2. The Metroidvania Souls-like is back. We're on a new planet as we're replacing rock and stone with paint and ink. You are once again a newly birthed creature in this strange world, and you're going to explore it while beating up a lot of very unusual enemies, one step at a time. The basics of the first game are back. This is still a very parry-centric combat system. Timing parries will allow you to reflect or do a counter move. You'll be able to absorb enemies, which will affect your stats and will unlock their mold forms that you can then equip as kind of your special powers in the bottom left. You'll find a variety of weapons, gear, and of course powers to explore the world with. A few changes to the formula include the fact that the world allows you kind of like move between like a foreground and background map for certain areas. Fast travel is unlocked far sooner in this one compared to the first. And of course you'll be getting more special abilities based on the boss fights and so on. If you enjoyed the first game, this is going to be an even grimier experience. I'm interested to see what they're going to add like further in terms of new powers or some more exciting / creepy bosses to fight. So for the Metroidvania fans in the audience, this is definitely one worth playing. Now we go to Eagle Knight Paradox. This is an action game where you play a boy who must save his fellow space station colonists from evil by getting into a giant mech suit. But who are the bad guys? What is really happening in the future? And how many things do we have to kill to figure this out? The game promises a very engrossing story along with the action gameplay. You'll be able to use both melee and range to battle a variety of enemies, and this one can get quite challenging. You have a limited number of lives, and if it runs out, you're going back to the start. I don't know like how long the main game or how long levels are going to be in that one compared to the demo, but this one looks like it's going to be more on the challenging side. Unfortunately, it was hard to tell like how much they'll be beyond just the gameplay or the run and gun. Will we get upgrades? Will there be decision making, etc, etc. But it certainly looks like a very stylish and very interesting game to play. So this one is definitely going to be for the action fans looking for another mech to go on a joyride in. And for the last game of our showcase, we go to Darkhaven. Now keep in mind that this game is currently going through a Kickstarter, which at the time of me recording this piece is still not getting close to its goal. So it is a little bit up in the air as to what's going to happen with it. But this is a ARPG from the original creators of Diablo 1 and 2. And what we have here is their attempt at kind of modernizing and changing some of the basic formulas of it. We are once again on a mysterious world where evil is threatening the land, and we are going to have to fight, loot, and grow in power to save it. Some of the major differences between this one and some of the other RPGs we've played, there's a greater sense of physicality to this. You're able to double jump, you can swim, you can break down walls, the environment will actually get deformation damage and be affected by spells, abilities, and whatnot. This also comes into play with there's an evil growth that is expanding. If you go into those spots, it can get very dangerous for you. The demo showed off kind of like one character with like 3 basic skill trees. And you'll be able to choose from different abilities. You'll be able to get modifier points you can put into them to change them in specific ways. Now the main way you'll be able to upgrade or enhance your character, besides lots and lots of gear, you can find various tattoos that when equipped to your character can also change the properties of specific spells. And of course there will be sockets, jewels, and more things you can put into your gear to further push things. Now, as a bit of a jarring element, you don't have a generic heal in this one. This is back to the era having to buy lots and lots of healing potions and make sure you never run out. The basics are solid. There's only something intriguing here. But the main issue that I have with this one is how this is going to stack next to some of the larger names in the genre today. Again, stuff like Path of Exile and Grim Dawn. And the demo didn't quite show up, I think, enough for me to say this is wow or above and beyond for the genre. There's definitely some intriguing aspects to it that I would love to see where they're going to go with it, but it's anyone's guess as to whether or not this game will come out in some way, shape, or form, and what they'll do following the Kickstarter. So if you are an ARPG fan who is looking for something very different to try, I would at least give this one a play and see what you make of it. But with that, we're going to wrap up another piece here. We're almost done with our Next Fest coverage. Sadly, when I was in the middle of recording this, my computer went down, so I'm even more delayed in terms of getting these videos out. But we'll get done the rest of these as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, see everyone in the next part, and have a great rest of your night. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.